Welcome to another episode of Mario Party Season 2. VidORGs Season 2 Mario Party. Let's go with that one. This is episode something. We just finished up our Final Four. Had a guest, really dramatic Final Four, Tribal Council, and ended with a fire making challenge. We do have the loser here. Let's find out who that was and what happened. As you can see, we got MrPink. How are you?
I'm doing good. Sad to be here though.
No, of course you were so close to the end of the game. Went out to a nonogram, just a puzzle challenge. Although struggled to get a spark in the first place.
Oh no, the spark killed me. I think you stole my luck on that first one.
Yeah, I might have. I calculated out your odds of like getting a no spark on your commands with all you did, and it was like under 2% chance for you to not get it through all
I
those.
know. It was I did some math as well, and I figured like 1/3 chance was like quickest time about to like get a spark.
No, I think
But
so.
it
I saw you gave
I
up
was
with
like,
that after a little bit, and you tried to go to like 20 or have a 50% chance, and then you still failed. And
then I just went back. Yeah, it was poor. It went bad.
yeah, well, so you were in the fire with Peanut. What what was the that tribal like? Like, what was your pitch? Because you ended up you had to convince Alec basically not to vote you and give you a chance at fire, right?
Yeah. So I was going in like I was gonna talk to everyone separately, but then Peanut just slammed me in tribal. I was like, whoa,
It was like
that went quick.
NA's out the window.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, Peanut's not voting for me. Well, actually, the first place I was planning on going Xander probably, just because at that point I felt he was the biggest threat. So I was really hoping Peanut would win immunity, but that didn't happen. So at that point I had to fight for Xander's and Alex's vote, and Xander just said nah. He was not budging. He was gonna vote me. So I had to go to Alec. He was my only option. Which Alec is a bro. He voted for me. I was getting really worried though. He took forever to figure out where he was voting. I thought like going into that, I was like, I got Alex's vote, and then he took like a good solid couple hours. I was getting worried.
He really did. And, it looked like he even told you. So he's like, "Oh, I think I'm probably gonna vote for Peanut." Probably. I mean, you're like, "You mean you think you what?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you played a good game. You had some really close allies all throughout. You were working with Alec and Nintendog for so long. Ellie was basically ride or die duo. What can you say about that?
Yeah. well, we have Ellie right behind me actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Jack was right.
Jack was right, huh? And
your siblings all along.
it's true. Only one of you came clean about it, though.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. It's the one.
At least to the host. You guys kept this under wraps, and I think you guys even played it off like completely that you were not siblings.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of damage control. He was just kind of like sleeping.
But yeah, the only reason even the host found out is because Ellie, you told us in your submission channel, not even your confessional, because you didn't even want the spectators to know.
Well, Dog actually wanted me to like keep it secret from the specs until like later in the game.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, he told me to go answer it in submissions.
Interesting. So did Dodge know that you guys were siblings beforehand?
No one did.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys, got pretty lucky. You weren't the only siblings. So Durden and Andrew were siblings also. They obviously got split up. You guys made it. You got an original tribe together. Which did you pick?
Captain,
yeah, did you pick Ellie to be on your tribe? I
was the team captain of Mario. So
okay.
when I got that, I decided she was the first one I was gonna pick.
Okay, which makes sense. So, but then at the tribe swap, you guys managed to stay together again. And it really allowed you to dominate the early game, and even the beginning of Merge too. And it kind of all went downhill at Ellie's blind side. I've obviously talked to her about it, but kind of want to hear like from you what happened after that.
So me and Ellie we had been talking this entire game, and the one day I decided to go out with a friend to go watch a movie was when Tribal was happening. actually. So I was sitting down to start the movie, and the tribal was just starting, and then Xander plays an idol on Peanut, and Ellie's texting me frantically like, "Should I play my idol? Should I not?" And I don't respond because I'm about to start watching a movie, and then I get back on later, and then Ellie's gone, which sucks.
Sad days.
And the part that he didn't see was that like I was planning on playing it after he didn't respond, because I was like, better safe than sorry. But then you guys already know the whole part.
Yeah, then your friend called and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely it turned the game upside down, because up until that point, really, like, Pink, you were controlling almost everything. Not just you, like your alliance, but then Dig, Peanut, and Xander rattled off like basically like 4 straight votes, I think, or 3 straight, and then what? You guys, as your alliance versus them, I mean, they really like dominated the advantages and like at least playing them correctly. You guys had as a group, Ellie, you went out with a star. Kevin went out with a star. Alec misplayed a star. Kevin and MrPink both had half stars that they didn't coordinate about at all. You misplayed the fire flower. It was just like a disastrous like run of advantages.
Yeah.
Why was that?
I don't know. I think it was just the group culture, I guess. We were just a fun group to be part of. That really, we had the numbers, I guess. We were feeling comfortable for like especially when Ellie got voted out. After that, it kind of shook us a bit. Mm-hmm. I was cruising with it. Like, if Ellie didn't get voted out there, I was probably cruising to like Final 5. And then I was in the middle at that point. So that definitely shook up the game. And then I don't know about the advantages, to be honest. That's just how it went down.
Yeah. Talking about like cruising, I don't know. So captaincy, that challenge, you ended up winning it and everything. But beyond that, you were.
All right, get out of here.
Yeah. All right, yeah, we don't need you. This is Kevin's turn. Kevin, MrPink's turn.
Good y'all again.
So captaincy, you won it. But not only that, you were like number 1 on the trust rankings, and something you didn't see, you were actually listed as number 1 ally by 5 people.
Wow!
Out of a tribe of 9, including yourself. So 8 people ranked you. 5 of them put you as their number 1.
Dang.
Which I believe was Ellie, Alec, Nintendog, Kevin, and I think Xander even put you at number 1.
Really?
Yeah. Because I counted. It was 5 people and that was at captaincy though. And I think that just seeing that changed things a little bit though. At least like for Xander potentially. And that's why like the next move was really to go against working with you guys. Do you think that it painted a big picture on your back? Like, did you feel it at least, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, especially, like, I think Dig called me out at Tribal right after that.
Well, he showed up in the very bottom, so I think it was, like, time scrambling for him.
Mm-hmm. But I was surprised I won as well. At the same time, I was, like, number 1 and 1 immunity. I was, like, big target on my back right after that. But I felt like I was very under the radar before that, but that definitely painted a big target on me. But I'm surprised. I was actually laughing. I think it was Alec who said in Tribal, he was like, I hope no one's playing like Tyler this season or something like that. And I was like, I was laughing like, I'm not
wait,
playing exactly
who?
like Tyler.
Not me.
Yeah, I was like, I don't see anybody. But I'm not playing exactly like, I wasn't playing exactly like Tyler, but I definitely had qualities that matched his gameplay.
Yeah.
Big Brother, with like one-on-one connections.
Definitely. I mean, really, everyone said that they enjoyed like throughout like working with you, basically, except for maybe Locke.
Yeah.
I think you said that you already watched Locke's video and everything.
I did watch the video.
I don't think he has. Locke's a guy. He doesn't take things personally or anything like that. It was more just like within the game, totally. One of the questions I was going to ask you was, and something I asked Ellie was, how would you, if you got to the final with Ellie, how would you have differentiated your game from hers?
Yeah, so I definitely think we played pretty similar games, to be honest. I'd say that I would probably use my more outward strategic. A lot of people saw my game like one-on-one, and I had a lot of good on one-on-one connections that I think were stronger than Ellie's. So I think I would just have to make like a reasonable case, honestly, and then my stronger connections with people would probably win me over Ellie, to be honest.
Okay. So she said that most of the strategic moves were her idea, and she gave them to you to then execute. What's your thought?
Really,
Yeah.
really, that's what she said. I would say it was more of like a team. I would say it kind of went back and forth, to be honest. Sometimes we worked together and come up with an idea, and sometimes one of us would kind of say this is it, and the other person kind of just had to follow along.
Yeah. Well, I think one is like this is really early in the game, but like maybe where you guys, I don't want to say butted heads, but disagreed potentially, and you kind of like forced your way through, is what it seemed, was on the Jack vote. And that potentially she was more interested in doing Nintendog, but you were adamant that you wanted to keep Nintendog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was the main reason just for Nintendog in general?
I felt like at that point, Nintendog, he was that was after Andrew.
Yeah, it was right after Andrew.
Nintendog had been close with Andrew, so he seemed sort of cut off from the tribe at that point, from my point of view. And I felt like Jack was definitely within the group more, if that makes sense. And I felt if I kept Nintendog, he would basically be my soldier at that point. And also, the thing that worked out later in the game is I kept on, even in Mario 2.0, I think it was Oreo still wanted to go after Nintendog. Also Ellie. But I kind of had to like wrangle them together and just like say like, no, we're Mario. We had to stay together. And it ended up working out, honestly, because in Merge, he was such a big
until he forgot to vote.
Until he forgot to, yeah, that's that's the story.
And then Oreo went home because of it.
Yeah, that was bad. That was very bad. But he was a big shield during Merge, for sure. Like, even, I think I probably should have gone home at the Final 6 vote, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But they ended up voting Nintendog over me for some reason. I think it might have been an idol, possibly.
Yeah.
That they had as well, but I don't know.
That's part of it. Dig also said that one of the reasons why was because he thought if he took out you at Final 6, Peanut would be more willing to flip on him at Final 5. Turns out Peanut flipped on him anyway, but that was kind of his thought, was if it was just Alec and Nintendog from the Marios or whatever, that Dig thought Peanut would go with them.
Gotcha. Me and Peanut had actually been talking about taking out Dig the round prior anyways.
Yeah. You got to the Final 6, like who was your, well, first I guess Final 6, you have Alec, you have Nintendog that are really on your side. You guys are kind of like had been butting heads for a few tribals against Dig, Peanut, and Xander. What was like your ideal situation like to get to the final from there? Was it to take those three out and go with Nintendog and Alec, or?
It was that round was actually the craziest for me, to be honest, because right before the vote, my goal was to get us. I thought if us three could stay after that vote, us three, easy final three. They're not going to turn on me. They're very loyal to me. Alec was with me for sure. Even you can see that in the final 4 vote. He voted with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nintendog was totally with me. I felt if I could make it past that tribal with both of them, then I was guaranteed final 3 at that point. Because we had the numbers at that point, and they were not going to turn on me. But the crazy thing was, Dig gave me a safety without what is it, like you can leave tribal?
Yeah, we called it the metal mushroom to be within Mario Party, but safety without power. Yeah, you can just like remove yourself from tribal. You don't get to vote, but nobody can vote for you.
Mm-hmm. So he gave me that, like, it was like 30 minutes before tribal. It was very soon before tribal.
Yeah.
And I was racking my brain thinking about what I should do, because I thought they might be voting me, to be honest. But I thought it was going to go to rocks, so I thought I would be safe after that, which they ended up not even voting me. But my thought process was, if I left, then Alec wouldn't trust me anymore after that vote, which ended up working out for me if I had won that fire making challenge.
Yeah.
But I ended up not leaving, and I thought it was going to go to Rocks 100%.
Yeah, when you saw that 7th vote.
You even see, like, I said, like, I think GT said, like, just, like, 6 vote question mark, and I was like, does that equal 6 votes? And I was like, yeah, like,
3-3.
3 plus 3 equals 6. And then the 7th vote came up, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was actually, Dig had saved that for ever, basically. He sacrificed his vote at the very first one of Merge, so when Durden went. And it allowed him to vote a second time whenever he chose.
Really?
And he just held on to it the whole time.
I didn't know that. Dang. So, yeah. Well, good move on Dig's part.
I mean, it's definitely risky to get rid of your vote, but it paid off, at least in terms of him getting that. But then you were able to successfully flip Peanut. And I guess that's the next thing I want to talk about is like that, getting him to flip over. How did you do it? Do you attribute that to you? Do you attribute it to Peanut?
I think I would attribute it to both, honestly. I think me and Peanut had been on the opposite sides for a while, but both of us had still like kept a connection somewhat, like talking. We didn't like shut each other out entirely. So, and we kept on saying like we want to work with each other, but it's just not happening.
Yeah.
So, and we felt like that round, it actually was beneficial for both of us to work together. So it just ended up like, and we've been talking about it a couple rounds, and I sort of had been building up Dig like with his immunity wins at that point, that he was just too big of a threat to go any further because he could just win out, and he would probably win if he won out at that point. So and then we just flipped on Dig.
Yeah. Question that so Xander had won the challenge that I forget. I don't even know what it was off the top of my head.
Yeah. Was it the Mario?
Yeah, the quiz. They were watching the video. Yeah. Speaking of the video, like, we ended up having to throw out the question, but one of the questions was how many people were on top of the mountain, and you went full panic mode.
Yeah, I think I got second place. I think.
Yeah, afterwards, yeah, you did.
I think I would have gotten like 6th place out of 5 people if we kept that question in. So
you had a lot of penalty seconds. Yeah. But were you surprised as I started like reading the new official ones once we threw the question out that you got second, or did you think you might have won without that question, or?
I thought I might have won, honestly. I did pretty fast. I think I would have won if I missed a couple other ones. If I had missed, I think I got like 4 or 5 other missed questions. And if I had missed like 2 or 3 less of those, I would have won. So I felt pretty confident that I could have won it. But I was super surprised. I thought I was for sure getting last. But when he said you knocked out the question, I was like, thank the Lord.
Yeah. So Xander did win it. Had he not won, and either you won or maybe Dig won, do you think you would have also been able to convince Peanut to vote on Xander? Like, did Xander need that win?
I think Xander might have needed the final 4 win, but this final 5 win, I think at that point Peanut was pretty set on Dig, and Xander had saved Peanut with the idol a couple rounds prior, so I felt like they wouldn't have turned on them as easy as Dig. And at that point, it was 3-2 at that point, so I was like, yeah, anybody but me, like at this point, it's so close to the end, like Dig or Xander, I don't care, just one of them.
Yeah. So we have our final 3 now. Peanut, Xander, Alec. You've been, or I should say, Alec's been loyal to you the whole way through. Do you see yourself voting for Alec if he makes the final? We are going to a final 2, actually. That's your choice based on the legacy advantage that Ellie gave to Nintendo and then to you. We'll get to like why you did that, but if Alec is able to make it to the final 2, do you see yourself voting for him, or how do you see yourself voting in general?
Right now, I'm totally open. To be honest, I'd say my order right now, from just like what I've seen and without knowing like what their final like speech will be and like they're answering the questions. I've been saying it forever. Xander is gonna win this game. In my confessionals, I've been saying it like Xander top target. Me and him have been working pretty close together. But I think he got third on the trust rankings. He was in the perfect spot pretty much every single round, and he voted like correctly pretty much every round, if not every round.
Yeah, I think the only one he didn't vote correctly on was Dig.
Yeah, yep, I think so. So I think right now my list would go probably Xander. Then Peanut has just like survived like so many tribals that I think it was 2 tribals they should have gone home.
Yeah.
Like, well, that was one of the Nintendo, not good.
Yeah, got fortunate there. Also,
yeah.
not just Nintendo not voting, but Alec putting one single vote on Locke, which I didn't really understand the logic.
I thought, well, the group thought Mario and Luigi were still working together.
Gotcha.
So we were like, we should split the votes. So
that makes more sense. So you were thinking all of the Luigis were voting.
Yeah. I found it weird that they didn't tell Alec the plan, because if Nintendo had voted, Alec was so pissed at them that he would have stuck with us over them, which I found that was a big mistake on their part. That's what I'll say on that vote.
Yeah, it might have been. I know they just kind of thought that he was closer to you guys at that point, and were afraid that it would leak.
Gotcha.
But no, it very much solidified that Alec was with you guys to the end, type of deal. But yeah, so I guess I'm gathering you think you'd probably be voting Xander.
I think right now, if Xander's in the final 2, unless something like miraculous, like Alec comes out like, I played you all, I'm not the best player ever.
It gives jury speech of a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. I think right now Xander probably has my vote, but I'm still open. I'd say Peanut and Alec is a toss-up, but I would say right now I'm leaning more towards Peanut. But Alec is I'm still totally willing to vote for Alec, and I thank him so much for giving me even the chance to go to Fire. But I would need to hear some more of what he did for me to actually vote for him.
Sure. I guess really the other thing was the final 2, final 3 decision, the power block or delicate dilemma that Ellie won in the auction. She passed it to Nintendo, I think mostly for the memes, if Nintendo made the final 5 and made the decision, but then he gave it to you. Did you know about it prior to that?
I did know about it. Yeah, I did know about it.
I didn't know. Did Ellie tell you, or did Nintendo?
Both.
Okay. So then you made the call for final 2. What was the main reasoning?
I think I made the right move, but looking back on it, final 3 could have also been worked out for me. But the reasoning behind it, at least at that point in my mind, I thought the only person I could beat was Alec, which I don't think it's true. That looking back on it, to be honest.
Especially if you look back to the jury and Ponderosa and stuff, I think you would have I don't know if you would have won against Xander. I think it's very, very close between you guys.
Yeah.
But you may have won. But I think you definitely would have beat Peanut if you go to essentially. I think a final 3 is kind of like a final 2. Is my read on the way the jury is leaning right now, with nobody voting Alec.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean? And then it's just debating between the other 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if the decision changes much, in the way that the game breaks down for you. Do you see being able to argue differently to anybody, or?
I think Alec might have voted against me, to be honest, because one of my main pitches was me and you final 2 if you keep me right now, and I was I didn't tell him I got the block because I didn't want him thinking people on the jury that went out still liked me enough to give me something on their way out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was if you look at the days, it says day 37, so it has to be one more day, and there's going to be another challenge. They're not going to just do nothing during that day. So I'm betting it's a final 2, and if you keep me right now, I'll try to win the Fire Challenge, and if I do, me and you a final 2, I'll take out Xander 100%. And I think you might have voted against me, honestly, if it was a final three, just to get to final three at that point. And
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest. It'd be interesting, but it makes sense what you're saying though. So, one of the questions I've kind of been asking everyone is like, I know for Ellie this was her first org. How long have you been playing? Because she did say that you got her into him.
this is actually only my second one.
Okay.
I played around the same game actually in my other one, and I got 5th place.
Improvement.
So it was actually it was very similar to my other game. I had a half idol that I never used. I didn't get votes until final 6 in the other one, and then got voted out the next travel. And then I had like lots of one-on-one relationships. So I tried to play a similar game because I was pretty close to winning in that one. So I felt if I played a similar game in this one and just built on it, I could possibly win. But
You were really close. Like really close.
2 misters. It could Mr. GT.
I know,
Mr.
right? Yeah, we would have
Sounds
the
so nice.
legacy.
I'm sure GT wouldn't have liked me in that club, but
No, GT was a big fan actually of yours.
Thank you.
You
Nice.
you were one of his favorite players.
Good to hear.
But I guess the other question I've been asking everybody is kind of, what you thought in general of your experience in VidORGs, what your favorite challenges were, what you liked, if there was anything you didn't like, just for improvement.
I had a blast, honestly. I'd say my favorite challenges. I actually didn't win a challenge in my other one, so favorite challenges the ones I won. To be honest,
You were dominant in Catch the Letter.
I know.
What was the strat there? Were you just like waiting at the computer the whole time?
It was actually I did my normal things. Like I worked out during that time. I even ran. Like I had my phone out while I was running, and one of them popped up while I was running. I was like, boop, and I got it.
Yeah, I think you got like 12 out of 14 or 12 out of 15 or something.
I was, and that honestly, if I didn't win that one, I think that could have been another round that I could have gone home. So I knew it was a very important one because Alec wasn't voting.
Yeah. What the other challenge you won? Well, you won captaincy. It's not like
Captaincy.
I mean, you want it built on your relationships, I think. But
I sort of used those wins to my advantage, honestly, by saying like, look at those wins. They're not very good. They're challenges. They're immunities, but like they're not really any skill. I'm just very persistent.
Sure.
And liked by everyone.
Yeah. Definitely, like, especially the liked part can be, negative or scary to some people just because it makes you jury threat type of deal. But yeah, anything that you didn't like aside from nonograms?
Yeah, nonograms. We can just throw them out next season. There's no need.
I threw the not, or at least your nonogram, your halfway completed one, up on the screen for people to see.
Perfect. We can like frame that.
Right. Yeah. No. I'm not gonna lie. It was a tough one. Most of the jury tried it. I don't know if you saw. I had posted it in the Ponderosa, but most of jury tried the puzzle. Or I think Kevin did, Durden did, and they all did like over an hour. And then Alec and Xander both tried it too, and they both did it in an hour. So everyone was almost an hour.
Peanut did it like 30, 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, he did it much faster than like basically everybody. But aside from nonograms, anything that
honestly, no. Like I really think I liked everything. Like Mario Party was my jam when I was younger. So like Mario Party and Survivor, super fun. The Safari really added like it made it like Mario Party, like not exactly just like a name. It made it like Mario Party plus Survivor.
Yeah, like it felt like there was substance to the theme as opposed to just the name of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's definitely what we tried to do. So we're glad that you had fun. We loved having you. So it was great. This has been a long video, so we'll probably cut it short unless there's any last things you want to say.
No, just like thank you for casting me, and I'll stick around in the org.
Yeah,
I'll be watching.
Better, and then hey, maybe we'll see you. All-Star season. I think you definitely earned that like title. So I'm sure that if you're willing, we'll see you again. So
I'd love to be back, of course. Yeah.
cool.
Just call me. I'll be there.
All right. All right. Well, have a good one, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. It's been near 30 minutes, so if you've stuck around this long, you're the real MVP. Once again, this is Wade going to be signing off. That was our final four. We're going to have one more interview for you, which is the final three. Don't know who it is yet. Haven't actually got there. Recording this the same day that MrPink went home. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys shortly. Bye.